Hello BookTube, I'm here with my April book haul part 1. I'm calling it part 1 because it's only the 8th of April, and although I try to rein myself in with the buying of books, I can't guarantee that I won't buy more because we've got like nearly 3 weeks to go. So I'll call it part 1 because there probably will be a part 2. So first I've got is a non-fiction, and that is Making It Up As I Go Along by Marian Keyes. Lovely bright yellow hardback book. I love Marian Keyes books. I've read everything that she's written. And this is a third instalment of memoirs and essays that she's written. The first two being Under the Duvet and Further Under the Duvet. It's been a while since we've got one of these. If you don't know Marian Keyes, she's known as like the Queen of Chick Lit, but she's so much more than Chick Lit. She's an incredibly successful Irish writer, and her books do have romance at the heart of them, but they tackle much more darker themes as physical illness, mental illness, alcoholism, domestic violence, substance abuse, all those kind of things, but they are also incredibly funny as well. So I'm looking forward to reading this one as well. It's quite a thick one, this one. So that's that, and that's, like I say, lovely yellow colour. And this little picture on the front, I don't know if you can see, if anybody knows Marian Keyes, I think is a really good likeness of her. It's really cute. So there's that one. I got a couple of graphic novels so far. The first one is, I don't know if you can see it, Descender. And this is by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. So this is Descender Volume 1. And I bought this straight after watching Elena on Elena Read's channel, because she's reviewing the science fiction and fantasy nominated books for the awards for Goodreads, and this is the one that she said is so far catching her eye with the graphic novels. So I've bought it, I read it, and it blew me away. So there will be a review of this, but I really enjoyed it. It was great. Can't wait for the next one. I've also, while I'm getting into graphic novels, as you know, I'm new to it, so I'm trying to discover it, and it's something I'm really enjoying, because I've been so sort of quite scared of it really, because I didn't really know anything about it or what I was doing, and I wasn't actually sure if it was for me, but through BookTube I'm starting to find things that I really like. So I've heard lots and lots of reviews of Saga. This is Volume 1 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. So I've heard that there's quite a few volumes of this to come, and it seems to get incredibly good reviews, and yeah, it goes down really well. So I thought, well, I'll see what all the fuss is about. So if this is a really good series to get into, and there's a few of them, so I'll get Saga. So I bought that one. The next one, I've got a couple of young adult books so far, and again, this is all thanks to Elena. She's really not good for my bank balance. This is Lumen A. This is by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and these are Australian writers, and she absolutely raved about this one, so I bought it. I've started reading it. It's very unusual actually. It's not written, it's sort of like you're reading a dossier. It's not written as a conventional novel. But you'll get sort of pages where it's like transcripts of interviews. There's some sort of pages with diagrams on, and you know, it's all very different, but it's actually incredibly well done. The cover's beautiful. So I've started reading that, and I'm really enjoying it, so I'll let you know what I think when I finish it. Quite a thick book, but obviously it's all sort of different concepts on every page, so got that one. And the next YA book I got is again one that everybody's probably heard of, and that's A Darker Shade of Magic by V. Schwab. Is it Schwab? Is that how you say it? Schwab. Again, I've heard a lot about it. I don't really know. I think it's something to do with different Londons, I think, and parallel sort of Londons, and so that intrigued me because I love books about London and cities and things. So I thought, well, I'll give this one a go, and I'll join in with everybody else in the conversation. So that's one. I've just got as well, this is the second book by Frederick Backman, and this is My Grandmother Sends Her Regards and Apologies, and it's got a really sweet cover on it, a little girl. I don't know if you can see the little details of drawings on it and things. So I got this one having bought previously A Man Called Ove by Frederick Backman, which I still haven't read, but it appealed to me so much that I just really wanted to read it. Haven't got around to it yet, so I've bought the second one written by the author but not read the first one yet. So when I get into Frederick Backman, at least I'll have the next one to read. So yeah, and they look so pretty. Look at the lovely pastel colours on there. So I've got those. Next one is a book that's just come out. I had it on pre-order. It's come out in paperback, and this is The House at the Edge of the World, and this is by Julia Rochester. Again, a beautiful cover, beautiful book. If you can see all the little designs there, and I think this was shortlisted for Bailey's Prize, I think. I remember seeing it somewhere, so I think it's highly regarded. So I will see what this one's like. It says on the back, John Venton tumbles into the sea and his loss rips his fragile family apart. Teenagers Corwin and Morwenna run far from their home on the coast. Their mother, freed from the burden of an unhappy marriage, enthusiastically embarks on a new relationship, much to her daughter's horror, don't we all? While grandfather Matthew shuts himself in a broken and crumbling family home, obsessively painting a map which tells the history of the house and its occupants. But the map holds a secret, a dark family that slowly draws those in its grip back to the house at the edge of the world. So it's a bit of a mystery, a bit of a family saga, and it's got maps in it. So obviously I love maps and things in books. I don't know if it's actually got a picture of a map in it, but it's about a map. So yeah, so that sounds good, so I'll go for that one. Next one is a short story collection, and this is Reader, I Married Him, and this is edited by Tracy Chevalier. If you can see, that's like a pomegranate that's sort of a heart shape, who wrote Girl with the Pearl Earring, and it's got short stories from writers such as Emma Donoghue, Helen Dunmore, Esther Freud, Linda Grant, Susan Hill, Audrey Niffenegger, Lionel Shriver, Evie Wilde, Elise Shafak, and more. So really well, highly regarded female writers, and this is stories inspired by Jane Eyre, because it's now the 200 year anniversary since Jane Eyre was published. So there's a few things coming out regarding Jane Eyre. So what I plan to do is to reread Jane Eyre and then read this, but obviously being a fan of Jane Eyre and it's my favourite book of all time, I had to have it. So looking forward to that, and obviously the writers of the stories are really great writers as well, so it's going to be good. And speaking of the Jane Eyre, the last book I've got to show you is beautiful hardback, and this is called Jane Steele by Lindsay Fay. So you can see it's got like little cutlasses on it. Beautiful designs. Let's have a look at it inside. Ooh, look at that. You see inside. So pretty, nice book. And this apparently is where Jane Eyre is sort of like a heroine, a detective in a mystery story. Let's see if I can find out what it says. A reimagining of Jane Eyre as a gutsy, heroic serial killer. Alright, she's not a detective. From the author of whose work the New York Times described as riveting. So that sounds good. So Jane Eyre is a serial killer. We'll see how that goes down. She was quite feisty in the novel, so we're just taking that a step further. So I'm quite keen to see what that's all about. So that's what I've bought so far in April. As I gathered them together, it was a little bit more than I thought. So let me know if you've read any of these and what you think of them. If you want some great recommendations for books, obviously if you go over to Elena's channel, and I'll put a link to her down below, you'll end up spending a lot of money. And I'll see you all soon. Bye!